I spent all of the 70s here up in Northern California, which was phenomenal. It was the most musical place. If you were a good musician, you were so respected in all of the San Francisco Bay Area. When I started this project 7-something years ago, and finally had all 11 of the songs done, I thought there was only going to be 11 songs, which we can get into here in a second. I said, I'll be happy headlining 5,000 seaters for the rest of my career. That'd be wonderful. And while we were mixing just a couple of months ago, and Leslie does most of it at his place and then comes over here twice a week, and we work for a few hours with my feedback and Chemo's feedback. I said, wow, man, we might be doing the 20,000 seaters. This stuff is going to be on the radio. And Chemo and Leslie both looked at me and agreed. And then just a few weeks ago, Leslie played me a 90% done mix that I hadn't heard yet. And I was shocked how good it was. And he stood behind me. He wanted me to sit here in the sweet spot so I could get a good listen. And I turned around to him and I said, hey man, this is stadium. And this, I don't want to say jaded because he loves what he does, but this guy that, is used to working with people that have great success, he said, absolutely, man. It's an exciting thing that's probably ever happened in my life. There's 13 songs, and if I do say so myself, they're all really good songs. A lot of people are going to enjoy it. Chemo Cornwell, one of the great keyboardists, composers, and arrangers, came over. And I was all excited to play him the new album, and he's a tough guy to get excited. And I kept waiting for him to say something great, and he said, Jake, great songs, man. You wrote great songs, but they need to be rearranged. And that was almost a year ago. We've been working at it ever since then. So we brought in, all of these guys are great. I don't want to overload superlatives here. They're all four of the greatest musicians of all time. Lan Richards on real drums, Richie Garcia on real percussion, Gervalier J.V. Collier on real bass, and my buddy Chemo on pianos and keyboards. And everybody kind of stuck to what I was looking for, but man, I don't think I could really find the words to say what an exemplary job these other four musicians did, especially Chemo, because I tend to over-arrange. I might have 3 string parts, and Chemo would say, Jake, you really only need 1 here. And then he'd listen to the one I did, and he'd put his Chemo magic on it and change it up a little bit and play it with his phenomenal touch. And so now, except on a couple of songs, it's not me playing drums, percussion, bass, and keyboards. It's 4 of the world's finest. And the same vocals, same guitars. And we also brought in Leslie Chu, who's a phenomenal mixing engineer. He's very humble, but I'll tell you, he's magic. And the way they've got this album sounding now. So it's very exciting. It'll be a little dramatic here. It's the culmination of a really long career, meaning mine. I'm finally pretty good at what I do, and I put a team together that could take it to levels that I never could have done on my own. And I shouldn't be. I'm a team player. I like to be in a band. It might be cool to play you just like a minute or so of one of the ones where I played everything and thought the album was done. and it's now like 95% mixed, and play that for you so you could actually hear the difference instead of me just talking about it to everybody.
If I saw you in the car with a movie star, or walking down the streets where I used to live, on the cover of a magazine in a bathing suit, or out in the night with raindrops in your
Remember, you're listening right now too.
If I saw you in my dreams with a veil upon your face, so hazy far away I couldn't see your eyes, just the shadow of your body moving gracefully. In a thousand years or two, I'd always know it's you.
Wow, I'm done. It's all done, and I did it by myself. What an idiot. Here's where my ego comes out. There's nothing like this. I mean, all 13 songs are solid. There's no popular music with guitar like this. I mean, the closest thing to it is Santana. And, you know, when he did Supernatural, which is, I think, over 20 years ago, it sold like 25 million albums or something. And it was the first time in ages that we heard what they call hit songs that had guitar work in them, a guitar solo and stuff. And look what happened. It went crazy. 25 million records is unbelievable. It's only been done a few times. So I'll play you something that's like 95% done.
In a car with a movie star, or walking down the streets where I used to live.
Here, how clear the vocal is. That's the face. You just made the face.
Cover of a magazine in a bathing suit, or out in the night with raindrops in your hair. If I saw you in my dreams with a veil upon your face, so hazy far away I couldn't see your eyes.
You can hear everything now.
Just the shadow of your body moving gracefully. In a thousand years or two, I'd always know it's you. Wherever you are, no matter how far away, I can always come and meet you, girl. I'd be there so fast, some things just last so long. You're on my mind every day. I climb to the stars, I'm just a heartbeat away.
So he told me at the first session, Jake, listen, we're not going to call any of the 13 songs done until all 13 are 90% there. Because we might want to go back and change things, you know, after he would refer to it as a drum template. Like, what's the drum sound on this album going to be like? Although it's not always the same. Disregard what's currently out there on all the streaming services, the Since Forever album, because I've redone it with these great musicians and an amazing recording engineer mixing it, and there's no comparison. I mean, I took on a lot when I played everything by myself. I did a damn good job of it. I'm proud of it. But there's nothing like the best musicians in the world playing on my songs. So I want to try and get wherever the original version 1 of Since Forever album off of the internet. And we're very close now, maybe a couple of months away, getting the new one on there so that people everywhere can hear the way it should have been in the first place. So sit tight. I might change the name of the album because of this premature version. I'm not sure yet. I've got to consult a few people about that. But in a minute now, you'll be hearing some really great music for 2023. And thank you for your attention to my work. And my apologies on trying to play everything. But I did it.